What's up? Akash Inti here. Today we're talking about self-expression. We'll start off with why is self-expression important. Then we'll talk about what is self-expression, and then how do you go about self-expression. It's gonna be a quick video, so again, you can go really deep into each areas of these and of this concept, but I'm gonna glimpse it for you in the sense of how to express the self and kind of talking a little bit about it. So why is it important? First off, like what does self-expression have to do with communication? Well, at its core, communication is based on self-expression. In other words, it's your way of relating to the outside world, what's going on within you. What is the experience that you're having inside of you, and how can you communicate that to someone else? How can you give that experience to someone else and communicate it to them? So it's kind of the why as to, and one might ask, well, what's the importance of doing something like that? Well, if you're able to communicate an internal expression or something that's going internally, going on inside of you, outside to someone else, you can recreate that feeling, and if it's a powerful feeling, if it's a feeling of intelligence, if it's a feeling of confidence, if it's a feeling of art, well, that's something people want to experience. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all looking for a variety of experiences, or at least this is part of what we seek in life from the experience that I've gathered thus far. Now, what is self-expression? Self-expression, and we glimpsed this just prior, is the ability to express the self. And in other words, is to say, here's what's going on within me. I want to pass it over to you. How do you see this? What is the perspective that you see this from based on what's going on within inside of you? And how does this communication impact what's going on within you? Is it impactful in a positive way where maybe it opens you more? Maybe you relate to it. Maybe we feel closer as a result of the connection. Or is it a communication that closes off where I feel distanced from you? I feel at odds, if you will, or at opposing ends, opposing forces with you that I don't want to engage with. So, self-expression is our way of communicating from one individual to another what's going on within you internally. This could be energetically, oh, my leg is bothering me. This could be, I just had this brilliant idea of this new business. This could be, well, I don't really know if I like the way that looks. There's a whole host of different things that could be communicated, and this all comes from self-expression, from the ability to express what's going on within. Now, lastly, how does one go about expressing? It's a lot easier than people think, yet social conditioning and societal conditioning has programmed us to really be quiet and make sure that we don't offend people. This is something that I've noticed in today's day and age, is that there's a huge culture of people being like, oh, well, I can't say XYZ because if I say this, then XYZ other, or 1, 2, 3 person is going to be like, you can't say something like that. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It's coming back to a huge key idea that the way that you look at me or see me, the way that you see me says nothing about me. Nothing. The way that I look at you says everything about me. So it's coming back to a big concept that recognizing that if someone is to be offended by something, well, it doesn't matter. That's not who you are. That's simply who this other person is, and you're their mirror. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really, really important to recognize that we're mirrors for each other. In our communication, when we say something externally, when we express something to another, what we're really doing is getting a sense of, well, what's going on within this being, this body, this spirit, and what are we saying? What are we telling ourselves in many ways? When we communicate externally with others, we're really communicating with ourselves, as I noted. I mean, we're talking to kind of an outside version of ourselves. And it's, if we're really conscious and aware of the way that we speak to that person, we'll get more understanding of what are we saying to ourselves within the day. So this is one way of doing it. I would recommend, though, meditation is probably the better way of doing it, in the sense of being like, oh, okay, I'm saying this. So getting back to the little sidetrack over here, but getting back to the idea of how do you go about self-expressing? How do you express yourself in an authentic and true manner? Well, it comes down to listening to what's going on within you. If, as I'm walking right now, I'm walking on carpeted floor, this is a pure self-expression in the sense of, well, I'm walking on carpeted floor. It feels kind of nice, actually. It's nice and soft. It is gray, and I kind of like the color gray because it doesn't dirty whatever's going on all too much. Yet at the same time, and I can keep going, and it's like, well, the pure self-expression is that I want to communicate this idea outwards to someone. And in this particular scenario, I use an example, but all throughout the day, you'll have different times where it could be maybe a business client, and you're like, look, I see what you're going through. I feel it. I really do. I know what it's like to be in your shoes. Why don't we think about approaching it in XYZ? Oh yeah, I hear that. I really do. So the idea being that, like, I expressed in that sense because that's something that I would feel. It's like if someone's telling me something that's going on with them, maybe with their business, and they're like, yeah, I've been really encountering this problem, and it's been it's been bothersome. Like, I've been trying to open up this new office or this new branch, but I'm just having a really hard time getting new people on board. I'm having a hard time finding them and making sure that they align with what we do. Well, I feel that. I mean, I think most people have experienced the feeling of, I'm trying to go about do something, but when I'm doing it, it's not working. I can relate to that idea, and I find something to relate to. So in that, I find something to relate to, and then I express outwards from there. I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's going on. I feel that. I understand this. And I'm also coming internal, right? Because I'm finding within myself that location. Coming back to one of the yoga basics videos, of that location within myself, that emotion within myself, that's recognizing that feeling. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. Highly encourage you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with anyone who might find this valuable, and just enjoys these expressions. So with that, I leave you guys, and remember, keep up, thrive, stay